ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Stanza 6. स्वशब्दवासनां त्यक्त्वा प्राप्स्यसि ब्रह्मवासनाम्। पश्चात् ब्रह्मण आत्मत्वं वक्ष्यामीति गुरोर्मतिः। Narad, in spite of his best of learning, could not overcome the grief of samsara, shock of samsara. So he approaches Sanat Kumara, and Sanat Kumara points out all that knowledge that you have acquired is only academic in nature. It pertains to the world, it pertains to the objective world. That by itself will not help you to cross over the ocean of samsara. Academic knowledge may be necessary to live in the world decently and in a dignified manner, that is fine, but it is not the solution for the problem of samsara. So, he has to be taught about the Atma Swarupa, which itself is Brahma. But being preoccupied in the objective world, the mind is not ready to take directly to the inquiry as to what Atma Brahma is. So, Guru Sanat Kumara gives a guided sadhana. So, from the mind which is there preoccupied in the objective world, here Nama, he uplifts him in terms of upasana, step by step, until he comes to a point where he can discover his Swarupa. So, he was told that look upon the Shabda as Brahma. Repeatedly, he has to think that Shabda is Brahma. Now, see, upasanas, no doubt it is a technique of looking the higher principle in the lower object, but this process or what should be looked upon as what is not at the discretion of the individual. It has to be given by the Shastras, Vedas only. So, Nikrishta Vastuni, Utkrishta Tattva Darshanam, but how? As indicated by the Shastra, it is not left to our choice. So that way the upasana is being given. Same in the modern parlance can be the Pratima upasana. In the Pratima you say the Vishnu. Idol cannot be Vishnu, but you look upon it as a Vishnu. Salagrame Vishnu. Linga, Shiva. It was Shiva. So like this it can be, because nowadays Vedic upasanas are not in practice. So after Puranic age, after Vyasa's advance, seeing the advancement of the Kali age, Vyasa has given the other like Manasa Puja, etc. These are given, which give the same result as those of Vedic Upasana. So now, the Guru's intention is, once he gets that ready frame of mind, I will teach him what is Brahma, what is Bhuma. Let us know. Now the Narada's further question is, so he has taken what the Nama as Brahma. But he could find out that merely looking upon Nama as Brahma is not going to free from Shoka. Is there something superior? He is asking now. Brahma drishtya nama matra dhyanan napaiti shokita. Brahma drishtya nama matra dhyanan napaiti shokita. Ityabhipretya namnosmadadhikam prushtavanasau. Ityabhipretya namnosmadadhikam prushtavanasau. Anvaya. Brahmadrishtya namamatra dhyanat shokita na apaiti. Brahmadrishtya namamatra dhyanat shokita na apaiti. iti abhipretya asau asmad namnaha adhikam prishtavan. Asau asmad namnaha adhikam prishtavan. This is what Narada discovered. What did he discover? Brahma drishtya, looking upon the nama shabda as Brahma by itself. Nama matra dhyana, by dhyana upasana, that nama is Brahma. Shokita na apaiti. Shokita shokaha. Na apaiti, doesn't go. So only because you look upon the shabda as Brahma, it is not going to remove all the sorrows. So that having discovered that, iti abhipretya, intending so, having discovered so, asau, this one, who is that? Narada. Asau refers to this person, means Narada. What did you do? Asmad namnaha adhikam prishtavan. He asked Sanat Kumara, is there something adhika? Adhika is shreshtatara, more exalted. Is there something more exalted, shrestha, than the nama? So that perhaps by the upasana of that he may get freed from sorrows of samsara. So that is what he asked. Because he has discovered that merely nama as Brahma is not going to help him. Prishtavan, he asked Sanat Kumara. Now, Sanat Kumara says, yes, let us say. Further upasana is being given. Superior to nama shabda is vak, speech. Shabda can emerge provided you speak, is it not? Unless you utter, shabda can't emerge. So therefore, the vak, here is the vagindriya. Vagvava namnaha bhuyasi, 721. So, vagindriya, organ of speech, is superior to the nama, that is, so that is the answer given by Sanat Kumara. Let us see now. Vang namna karanatvena dhiketi brahma darshanam. Vachi praha guru shishya purvavat prishtavanaham pashtavan punaha. Vak namnaha karanatvena adhika iti. See, adhika iti by sandhi becomes adhiketi. Adhika iti. Iti guruhu vachi brahma darshanam prah. Guruhu vachi brahma darshanam prah. Shishyaha purvavat punaha prishtavan. Shishyaha purvavat punaha prishtavan. Vak namnaha karanatvena. Vak, here vak is vagindriya. The organ of speech being namnaha, of nama. What is nama? Shabdasya, of shabda, the words. Karanatvena, how organ of speech is the cause of the word. Because of organ of speech only the words manifest. Abhivanjakatvena. So abhivanjakatvena, because the organ of speech reveals, manifests. The abhivanjaka is the one that manifests. So the one that manifests, the organ of speech manifests the shabda. So therefore, karanatve adhika. Adhika means shreshtatara. In the Shruti, the word used is bhuyasi, superior. Superior. Adhika. Feminine because the vak word is feminine. So vak word is feminine, therefore adhika. So adhika iti. Who taught so? Guruhu vachi brahma darshanam praha. Guru Sanat Kumara taught Brahma darshana. Look upon the vak as Brahma. Look upon vak as Brahma. Vachi brahma darshanam. Brahma darshana here is Brahma drishti, not Brahma sakshatkara. Brahma drishti means look upon the vak as Brahma. In fact, interesting thing is going to come. Entire world is nothing but Brahma is going to be pointed out by step. It is the truth, but we have not discovered that. We take it to be something other than Brahma. So the truth is so, everything is nothing but Brahma will be shown, and finally what exactly the Brahma Swarupa will be indicated. So what Brahma Darshanam, Brahma Drishtim, Praha is taught. Who? Sanat Kumar, the Guru, taught to Shishya. But Narada has got a stock question. He is asking, is there something superior to this? Superior to what? Wow. Whatever he asks, now so many things are coming. He says, it's not that simply, not like modern question. Just to, what? Guru ko chavi lagao, bas. So not that way as such. So he says, that is, he has discovered. So, and Narada, not ordinary person, such a highly learned person. He knows, he can immediately discern. So merely looking upon the vak, organ of speech, cannot be the remedy for getting freed from shoka. So therefore he says, Shishyaha Naradaha Purvavat, as earlier. Earlier what happened? So earlier he asked, looking upon Nama Shabda as Brahma itself is not a remedy to get freed from sorrow. So also here, looking upon the Vak as Brahma itself cannot be the final remedy. He had discovered that, and therefore he says, Punaha Prishtavan. Again he asked the same question, that is there something superior to Vak? So like this, a series of question and answer now continues. So what is that now? Now starting from in Chandogya, the end of the second, that is the last portion of the Prathama Khanda. Last portion of the Prathama Khanda. So where Nama was introduced, from there up to 15th section, Panchadasha Khanda. Up to 15th section, there is a series of question and answer, in terms of which so many things are said to be looked upon as the Brahma. They are like this. Nama we have seen, Vak we have seen. Now it's going to come Manaha, mind, Sankalpa, consideration, Chitta. So Chitta here is not the mind. Here Chittam in the sense of faculty of recollection, Anusandhana, everything will be defined there. It will be coming. So Chitta, Dhyana, meditation, Vijnana, knowledge about the meditation, Balam, strength of the body, Anna, food, up, water, Tejaha, fire, Akasha, space, Smaraha. Smaraha here is the base. It can be seen two ways. The one way of looking is the smarana of the creation. Brahma, Hiranyagarbha, before creation, he recollects how in the past creation the Jagat was created. That smaraha we'll see afterwards when it comes. Then Asha, the desire, Pranaha, the pranas. So like this, out of these, we have already seen the meaning of Nama and Vak. The meaning of rest are given, and at the same time how the later one is superior to the prior one. That the reason also will be pointed out. Just we have seen now, what is that? This Vak is superior to Nama, like that. How Manaha is superior to Vak, like that we will get the up to here, from ninth stanza it is introduced, and it continues thereafter. Apranamita arabhya purvasmaduttaradhike pravartate shishya gurvo prashnottara parampara. Itaha arabhya apranam purvasmad uttaradhike uttaradhike Shishya Guruvoho Prashnottara Parampara Pravartate. Shishya Guruoho Prashnottara Parampara Pravartate. Itaha Arabhya. Beginning from this. Beginning from where already was begun. What is it? Nama and Vak. Henceforth now, hereafter, what is happening? Arabhya. Apranam. Up to the prana. In the series, the last one is prana. A stands here is Paryantam. Up to prana. So up to prana. Apranam. Purvasmad Uttaradhike. So then the earlier, the later one has what? Superior. Uttaradhike for superiority. Adhika is for superiority. Uttara means later. So the later one is superior to the former one. Adhike. Shishya Guruoho Prashnottara Parampara Pravartate. Pravartate proceeds what? Parampara, a series of Prashna Uttara, question and answer. Among whom? Shishya Guruoho. Between the Shishya, Narada and Sanat Kumara, the Guru. A series of question and answer continues, wherein the subsequent one is pointed out as the superior to the earlier one, and therefore it is Shreshtatara. Let us now see. Now, what is that mind, about the mind now? When you would like to speak, I mean, don't ask at all. We always speak only, is it not? Speaking has to be backed up by, what is that? Desire. Unless, suppose, if you don't have the desire to speak, you will not utter. At times, by habit you talk, but really you don't want to talk. At times, the speech becomes incoherent. Not that the fellow doesn't know how to speak. It happens. So that means coherency is not there as such, because the mind is behind that desire to speak is not there, because either of habit or because something happened, kuch bolna padega, aisa hota hai. So therefore now I say, so what is superior to this vak? Let us see now. That is now manaha. What is manaha also is explained. It's not simply mind, a specific aspect of the mind, we will see that. So that mana means here ichchatmaka, that is mana here, this word means ichchatmaka vritti yuktam antahkaranam. Mind, no doubt, antahkarana. What is that? Ichchatmaka vritti yutam. Yutam or yuktam. Antahkarana modified in terms of a vritti, desire to speak. So, let me speak. That is what is called as here manaha. Let us see. Ichchatmakam mano vachodhikam tatkaranatvatah. Ichchatmakam mano vachodhikam tatkaranatvatah. Satyameva vivakshayam vaktumarabhate puman. Satyameva vivakshayam vaktumarabhate puman. Second line correction. Satyameva is there. It should be Satyameva. Akara. Tya. Akara you add there. Not Satyameva. Anvaya. Of course, this is Madras edition. Some have got the other one. It may be correct as such. Madras edition. You know what is Madras edition? Most of the students are following the book printed by University of Madras. That is what Madras edition I said. Ichchatmakam manaha vachaha adhikam tat karanatvatah puman satyam eva vivakshayam vaktum arabhate. Satyam eva vivakshayam vaktum arabhate. Ichchatmakam manaha. What is manaha? He defines. What is that ichchatmaka? Means ichchatmaka antakarana vritti rupam. The mind means antakarana, endowed with a desire. Now here, not any desire. Here desire is to speak, because we are related to the organ of speech, therefore desire to speak. That manaha It is what? What is nature? Adhikam. It is superior to what? The speech, vak. Why? What is done? Tat karanatvatah. Manaha vachaha adhikam. Ichatmakam manaha vachaha, of speech. That means it is than speech, it is superior to speech. What is the reason? Tat karanatvatah. It is the cause of speech, in the sense the desire to speak prompts the organ of speech to speak. So therefore, tat stands for tasya vagindriyasya prerakatvena. So because it is preraka, the one that motivates, that the vagindriya, tat stands for tasya karanatvatah. Tasya means vagindriyasya. So how karana it is? As preraka, the one that prompts. So therefore adhikam, that is what? It is adhikam, superior. How do you say so? It demonstrates. Puman satyam evakshayam vaktum arabhate. Any person, when does he speak? Vivakshayam satyam. Satyam means when it is there. Sati, when it is there. It is satyam, when it is there. So satyam eva. What is there? Vivaksha. What is vivaksha? Intention to speak. Vaktum ichcha vivaksha. Vaktum ichcha vivaksha. That is desire to speak. That is true. Unless one has got desire to speak, nobody speaks. Puman eva satyam eva vivakshayam. When desire to speak is there, vaktum arabhate. He begins to speak. Therefore, the desire to speak, it is called here as the manaha, is superior to organ of speech. So what is superior to? It now says, question and answer goes on. So Narada asks. So Narada finds that even looking upon and everywhere, whatever told later as the karana is to be looked upon as Brahma. So Narada finds merely looking up with the manaha as Brahma is not going to free him from shoka. So therefore he asks, is there something superior? Sant Kumara comes as the sankalpa. Sankalpa is superior to this manaha. Manaha means this ichchatmaka antakarana vritti to speak. So what is the meaning of sankalpa? How it is the cause of the so-called manaha? Let us see. Sankalpedam samyagiti tadichati pumanstataha. Sankalpo heturichchittam sankalpakaranam. Idam samyag iti puman tataha becomes pumams tataha. Idam samyag iti puman sankalpya tad ichchati. Tataha sankalpaha ichchayaha hetuhu. Sankalpaha ichchayaha hetuhu. Chittam sankalpa karanam. Chittam sankalpa karanam. Idam samyag iti puman sankalpya. Idam sankalpya iti puman sankalpya. See, before a desire to speak crops up, what process takes place in the antakarana? Of course, it may not be so evident, but something goes on. Is it correct to speak or not? Is it appropriate to speak or not? And sometimes without thinking he says afterwards, ayyo, I should not have spoken, regret comes there. So then this is the, is it correct to speak? Or, this is the context, I should tell. So this I should explain. So like this that is sankalpa is that. So that's considering. So Idam samyak. This is proper. So I should tell this. So I should describe this, or I should speak. Iti, Puman, a given individual, sankalpya, having considered. Sankalpya, having considered. Sankalpa, vikalpa, having considered. Sankalpya. What does he do? Tadichati. Tadichati, whatever the sankalpita vastu. Need not be speaking only as such. Anything that he wants to say, he is sankalpita vastu. Here sankalpita vastu is what? Speaking. Desire to speak. So, ichchati, he desires. So, therefore, tataha, therefore, sankalpaha ichchayaha hetu. Not only for speak, desire to speak, for any desire, sankalpa is the cause. So, look here, desires don't rise in the mind just like that. Before desire, lot of meditation is required. We don't know. A lot of dhyana goes on. Should I have any example? One lady was going in Bombay, not Goa. Okay, Goa sab thanda hai. In Bombay, the lady was going to office. And on the footpath, on the thing, let us say church gate, rushing. So, footpath, there was a sari emporium, and that showcase was there. In the showcase, every day she goes, new saris like this. Today she saw a sari. One day she saw a sari. Never she had seen such a sari. So, but she can't wait there because she is getting delayed. Already train is 10 minutes late and she is getting delayed now. But she thought, and she rushed to the office. Evening, some leisure is there. She can give up the earlier train and they take next. She halted there. So, and saw. Really beautiful. I think it was beautiful. Now it is what? Really beautiful. But still she was getting delayed and she took the train and see. But all along in the mind was, that sari is very beautiful. That sari is very beautiful. Dhyana goes on there. Next day again going to the office, she saw, but she can't wait there. So evening returning, not only she halted, she went inside. What is the price? He said it is only 6,999. Like Bata shoes. So the 900, because 7,000, oh 7,000, so 6,000 only. But what 999? So therefore that. She thought it's too much. He also will scold. Abhi Diwali ko liya hai aur kya hai? So not possible there. But dhyana goes on. So really good, beautiful, really beautiful. I should have it by the end of the month. Where is the sun? She has purchased. So 1 month dhyana has crystallized into purchase of the sari. Suppose, yes, it is really beautiful, but I can't afford. I have got so many years. So like this, every day it will come like your motor, new car models. When Maruti came, what happened? Everyone rushed out. Abhi Maruti dabba ho gaya. Nobody. Now I have discovered, in olden days, car was an asset. Old car means you are not losing anything, little this thing and you say, nowadays, khoka. So, 3 lakhs car, you have to, after few years, you have to sell for 25,000, 30,000, 35,000. 40 milega to your luck. Okay. So that is how it is. So like this, so one can dismiss. No, I don't want that. Okay, dismiss. But here what happened? Dhyana. So therefore, Ichcha is backed up by Sankalpa. So Ichcha is backed up by Sankalpa. So Idam Samyag Iti Puman Sankalpya. Having considered for a sufficiently long period, Tadichati Sankalpita Vastu, the person desire. Now, therefore, Tataha, therefore, Tasma, therefore, Sankalpaha Ichchayaha Hetu. The Sankalpa, the consideration is Ichchayaha Hetu. Now, Chittam Sankalpa Karanam. What is the cause of Sankalpa? He says Chitta. Now here, Chitta is not mind. Chitta is faculty of recollection. What is the faculty of recollection? When something is in front of you, you refer back the file. Which file? This to the food that you had eaten in the past. The food that you have eaten in the past. So, my hunger, it gave me the nourishment and contentment. This is the food in front of me. So, therefore, let me have it. Suppose the roti is in front of you and it is not roasted properly. What happens? In Kanyakumari, some problem was there. So, what happens? Perhaps, this may be also like that. Let me be little cautious. Instead of 3, let me take 2 only. So that is what is called sankalpa. That is what? That is here. That is what is no cause of sankalpa. Here, that is what is called a chittam, not mind, the faculty of recollection. So therefore it says that is now being told chittam sankalpa karanam. Sankalpasya karanam sankalpa karanam. Chittam here is that faculty of recollection. So which refers to the past things and now brings in the current context, otherwise called as anusandhanatmika antakarana vritti. The antakarana vritti which does anusandhana means correlates with the past. So like referring the file as it were. So therefore that is what is called sankalpa karanam, sankalpasya karanam. Unless that is there, sankalpa will not come. This sari, because the person, beautiful sari, so is she happy? So therefore what? Past is referred to. So that way it is sankalpasya karanam. Then what is the karana of the chitta? Chitta is sankalpa karana. Chitta karana is dhyana meditation. Dhyana karana is vijnana. Vijnana karana is bala. These 3 are not told. Dhyana, vijnana, bala. Vikshipta chitta daikagram dhyanam abhyadikam tataka tataha. Vikshipta chitta daikagram dhyanam abhyadikam tataha. Dheya vijnanam adhikam jnanadabhyadikam balam. Dheya vijnanam adhikam jnanadabhyadikam balam. Vikshipta chittad aikagram dhyanam abhyadikam, put comma, tataha dheya vijnanam adhikam. Dheya vijnanam adhikam jnanad balam abhyadikam. Jnanad balam abhyadikam. Vikshipta chitta. Now here vikshipta chitta is not like a disturbed mind here. Should be a very tricky word it is. So, actually it is chittat only. Chittat. Then the chitta. What is chitta? Anusandhana, faculty of reflection. Why vikshipta? It is like chittat vikshipta rupa. Chitta means that faculty of reflection is always what? Nature of vikshepa. So that is, it should be taken as chittat vikshipta rupa. Then the chitta, whose nature is nothing but vikshepa only. So whose nature is so in terms of vikshepa. Then that aikagram dhyanam. Aikagram. So what aikagram? Chitta aikagram. So here you have taken the chitta mind only. That single pointedness of the mind. See, even to recollect what is there, if the person is disturbed, what will happen? Will not be able to recollect. So therefore, many times it happens. Hey, what is the name of that person? It is there at the tip of the tongue but doesn't come out. Why? It doesn't flash here. And you struggle for half an hour. Then what you do? You give up. You give up. Like that, Buddha's disciple Ananda did. Ananda, I think, was cousin brother or someone of Buddha. And he was a disciple. He was always physically attending Buddha. He was taking care of his physical needs. And because of this, because he was attending him, he was always near to Buddha. So Buddha took nirvana, but there was no teaching recorded as such. So all disciples assembled and they said, let us have a conference and compile the teaching of our master. But one condition, that is, the disciple must have the qualification of nirvana. Provided the person has got nirvana, he is eligible to participate in the conference. Ananda had no nirvana, so therefore he is disqualified. But other disciples knew that his participation will be very helpful. Why? He was physically close to Buddha, the master. So therefore they approached him, hey Ananda, do something. Take to some practice and get nirvana. So he also wanted to, that means some of this be part and parcel of this compilation, etc. He said, I will try. So he tried to certain techniques, etc. Nothing is there. Now the day of conference has reached. Tomorrow is the conference. He tried his best and best and best. Already evening is over, nothing. Night, nothing. Midnight, nothing. 1 o'clock, nothing. And he is struggling hard to do so, get nirvana. 2 o'clock, no. 2:30, nothing. Now he said, let me give it up. Because he was so tense. And they say, he said, let me recline. And he reclined and it is said he got nirvana. And therefore they say, Ananda had the 65th asana. as per the Hatha Yoga, there are 64 asanas. But this fellow was reclining none of the asana, but he got nirvana. Therefore they say 65th asana was of Ananda. What happened? All the tension of the mind went, he relaxed, and the mind was in composed state. And of course, earlier practice was there, not that he was just a novice as such. So it what is said, whatever it may be. So like this. So that is chittaikagram. Chittaikagra. So that is you can't recollect. Now see, somebody's name you are, afterwards what? You give it up. When you give it up, after suddenly it flashes. Why? Earlier, trying to recollect, you had, your mind was in turmoil. Now it got hushed. It is there in subconscious mind, it was there, that name is there. It just surfaced. So therefore it says, superior to the chittam, the faculty of recollection, is what? Aikagram, the single pointedness of the mind, that is what is dhyanam. Dhyanam abhyadikam is superior to chittam. Chittam in terms of faculty of recollection. Then what is superior to dhyana? See, everywhere Narada is asking, is there something superior to that? Is there something superior to that? So that is the answer is tataha dhyana. Then the dhyana, dheya vijnanam adhikam. What is superior? Knowledge of dheya. What you want to meditate upon, that you should know or not. Unknown thing, can you meditate upon? No. So therefore, more you know the knowledge, more you have the knowledge of the thing to be meditated, dheya. Dhyata, meditator. Dheya, the thing to be meditated. Dhyana, the process of meditation. So therefore, so the vidheya vijnanam. So knowledge of the dheya. Why? That knowledge of dheya is the cause of dhyana. Dhyana karanatva. Because knowledge of the thing to be meditated is the cause for dhyana. So therefore, tataha stands for dhyana. Dheya vijnanam adhikam. The knowledge of the thing to meditate is superior. Now, what is superior to the knowledge of the thing to be meditated? Jnanad balam abhyadikam. Jnana stand for Dheya Vijnana, referred to earlier. Dheya Vijnana. Then the Dheya Vijnana. Balam Abhyadikam. Bala. The body strength is superior. How body strength is superior? If body is weak, what meditation he will do? He will do. Not meditate, straight away samadhi. Which samadhi? Sleep. The fellow will sleep. So that is how it is. No. So that the body is to be. See, there is some people think that you torture the body in the name of sadhana. No. Body has to be kept in trim condition, fit condition, because it is the instrument of sadhana. Don't pamper the body. Shastra is very particular. Don't pamper the body, but you need not torture the body. So it should be in a good condition. The body is like a boat. If you want to cross over the ocean of samsara, the boat is what? Body only. If it has developed leakage, what will happen? That means that he is not able to pursue the sadhana. So that is how, that means it should be kept in like this now. That so many upavasas, etc. Not that they really want to take upavasas. What they want? Result. ये उपास करेगा तो ये मिलता है ना. They are more interested in that than the upavasa. That way. Anyway. So, Dhanad Balam. That is the, why it is so, the reason will be given in the next stanza. That is, the physical strength is superior to the Vijnana, knowledge of the Dheya. So, Adhikam. So, why so? Let us see now. Jnana hetur deha balam balam syadanna karanam. Aponna hetavopam tu teja karanamiritam. Jnana hetuhu deha balam balam annakaranam syat. Apaha anna hetavaha apam tu karanam tejaha. Add iti. Apam tu karanam tejaha. Add iti. Iritam. Iti iritam. Jnana hetuhu deha balam. The cause of jnana, what jnana? Vijnana, the dheya vijnana is what? Deha balam, the physical strength. Why? If physical strength is there, one can take to meditation. They say, if money is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. Health has got importance. Even why? You forget dhyana. Even the world also, if health is not there, the person is what? Not up to the mark as such. So the problems are there. So, therefore he says, jnana hetuhu deha bala. Now, what is superior to deha bala? How you get deha bala? You can verify. If you have a doubt, you can verify. Today don't eat food, okay? So, then you will know. So, what will happen? So, food is required. Without food, and Kali Yuga, don't ask at all. In Satya Yuga, these fellows had that strength was such that they could remain without food for days together, at times years together, just on the leaves, etc. Kali Yuga, breakfast nahi milega, to by the noon time, half fellow is half sapped out. So that way is such. So that we say, so balam annakaranam sya. So as far as the deha bala is concerned, its cause is what? Anna. The food. See, that means what does it mean? Earlier, dheya vijnana, deha balam adhikam was there. It was superior. Now, balat annam adhikam. So then the food is superior to body strength, because food is the cause of the body strength. Now what foods? Not simply food. Food assimilated. Otherwise what happens? If food eaten but doesn't get assimilated, it will not give the strength as such. Assimilated food. So balat, this balam anna karanam sya. Anna karanam is annam karanam yasya tat bahurihi. Food is the one, no, the strength is the one whose cause is anna. That way it has to be taken. Now what is the cause of anna? Water. Apaha anna hetavaha. So the water is the hetu, anna, the hetu, the cause of the anna. Food without the water cannot grow. Not only cannot grow, cannot be digested also. So cannot be digested. So there are certain creatures who don't drink water, but still they get some water content from the food they eat. In fact, I was investigating these lizards, whether they pass urine or not. Just because some contents I am saying. These domestic lizards, they are called gamut itself. They are called gamut. So I was just doing this thing. I asked an eminent pathologist, or Dr. Kanu Dave. He said, yes, but it is not liquid. It is concentrated uric acid. It looks like a solid. Then he said, this is for the gamut. Gamut means that the one that you see in the house, etc. Generally, after tube light, they are there because insects come, they want to eat. So it is there, but it is not it doesn't appear like a liquid. It is a solid, but it is a concentrated uric acid. Then chameleons, etc. They are also lizard variety only. They at times little more liquid variety. There are big varieties of the lizards. Indonesia, etc. They are there. In Maharashtra, Maratha times, that one used to climb on the fort, etc. And this thing, that also lizard variety. Some of them do, and Indonesian varieties are still big. They straight away drink water and usual. This is their essence. So like this. So one may not drink, but from the other food, what happens? The water content is derived. Why? Every Panchikarana, remember Panchikarana, every object has got the content of the rest of the, or all the 5 elements in the varying degree. So that way, so therefore says the water content is there. So now here, even for digestion, water is required. So even to grow the food, water is required. So therefore, apam anna hetavaha. Apaha anna hetavaha. So the cause of the food is the water. Now what is the cause of the water? Apam tu karanam tejaha iti iritam. So apam tu karanam tejaha iti iritam. So what is the cause of water? He says fire. Tejaha is fire. So apam tu karanam, the cause of water is tejaha, the fire. Iti, so iritam. You know what is iritam? Already told. How? Nowhere he has told. First time water is coming and teja is coming. Already told. You have forgotten. Vidyaranya has not forgotten. He knew that we will be taking this and Mahabaleshwar and already taken. Earlier chapter taken at Mahabaleshwar, there it is there. Okay, refer there. Chapters here, earlier chapter here, that is the third one. This is the fourth one, no? The fourth one. Third chapter of Anubhuti Prakasha, or sixth chapter of Chandogya. This is the seventh chapter, sixth chapter of Chandogya, third chapter of Anubhuti Prakasha, Iritam. Author remembers, we have forgotten. Also say, Tasmad va etasmad atmana akasha sambhutah akashad vayuh vayor agnihi agneraapaha agnehi apaha. So that also that. And other way also he has derived that. So that is what is there in the context of Trivrit Karna in the Chandogya. This has been done. He says he just refers to it already told earlier. Iritam, that is told. Now, what is the cause of fire? Let us see. Hetu savayurakashas tejaso viyatah punaha. Srashtavya smritirishasya srishtya shasmriti karanam. Savayurakashaha tejasaha hetuhu. Tejasaha hetu. Punaha srashtavya smritihi ishasya. Punaha ishasya srashtavya smritihi. Srashtavya smritihi. Srishtyasha smriti karanam. Srishtyasha smriti karanam. Savayuhu akashaha tejasaha hetuhu. So, what is the tejasaha hetuhu? Cause of tejas, the fire. Savayurakasha. What is Savayurakasha? Vayu sahita akasha. Savayurakasha, Vayu sahita akasha. In the sense, both in the order of Vayu and its cause akasha. Actually, it is Vayu only. It just points out Vayu has got where? In the akasha. So that was also discussed in the earlier chapter. So Chandogya and here also. So therefore, Vayu sahita akasha means first the Vayu, and Vayu should have its cause, no? Akasha. So this is how, that is the cause of what? The Tejaha. Then, see, in fact, what he has told here, two things he has told. By bringing the word Savayuhu Akashaha Teja means the cause of fire is Vayu and the cause of Vayu Akash. He saved another half stanza. Otherwise, he had to give a separate stanza, half of this thing, or a couple of this thing, a quarter he has to give. Yes, that means he has spared that. And now question comes, what is the cause of Akasha? He says, Punaha, the cause of Akasha is Ishasya Srashtavya Smritihi. Ishasya Srashtavya Smritihi. The cause of Akasha is the Smriti. Actually, is thus that Smriti, memory. Whose memory? Ishasya Srashtavya Smriti. The word for Smriti in the Chandogya is Smaraha. Smaraha is the word used for Smriti in the Chandogya. So, Ishasya means Ishwarasya Srashtavya Smriti. Ishwara now wants to create. What does he do? Recollects the past creation and then start creating. Now here, this is the meaning given by who? Vidyaranya Muni. He takes Smaraha, that is at the cause of Akasha, that is what Shruti says. What is Smaraha? He says, the recollection of who? Ishvara. Recollection of what? The past creation to create the space onward. Bhashyakara takes differently as well. He says, cause of Akasha is Smarana. Your capacity to remember, in the sense, whether Akasha or any blessed thing exists for you, provided you are capable of remembering. See, earlier you had seen them, the Akasha. A glaring example can be seen, Somebody unfortunately met with a serious accident. He was crossing the road, but he got sick. And he doesn't know what has happened. After the end, where is he? In the hospital. After 3 days, he is asking strange questions. What are? Who am I? Not Vedantic inquiry, who am I? not koham, etc. Not who am I, Atma, Anatma, not that way. Individuality itself is not, where am I? What happened? And the doctor is asking, what happened 3 days back? 3 days back, he doesn't know what is the date today. What is the date today? What happened? So, that happened. In fact, recently I read one article, I think in the SANAT Saraswati September issue, it has come English. Dr. Yasin Shankar from Canada, and he says they had migrated 150, the parents, ancestors had migrated 150 years back, means he has not visited India for many things. So in 78 or somewhere, suddenly he was rushed to the hospital. The strange behavior. And the doctors were asking him, what is your name? What is the profession, etc.? No answer. And some neurological something was there, gadbad, some brain damage, something must have happened. And they tried their best, means all batteries of tests were given, but nothing is coming out. So they said, let us see tomorrow. Yes, next day morning, doctors came, and again they started just to have another trial. What is your name? What is your profession, etc., etc. What happened yesterday evening? This fellow is asking, what strange questions you are asking? He was a top management expert. He was a professor in the management. He said, what strange questions are. Doctors were surprised because yesterday evening this fellow could not even give the name of the person. What strange questions you are asking? Please, he answered because our doctor, and he is the hospital, he doesn't know what has happened, etc. He doesn't ask, what are you asking me, sir? Then the doctor, that is all the neurologists and surgeons were perplexed. What is that? They say, what happened? What happened yesterday? He said, night I got a dream. What dream it was? Some person, the orange robe had come with a what? All hair around, etc. He called me, took to the garden, he sat, he touched my head, he sang some bhajan. He doesn't know who the person is. He doesn't know. He has not seen Satya Sai or nothing like that. 78 issue. You see? So he sang some bhajans. I felt very nice, etc. And he just blessed me and went. Now what expression doctors have got? But they didn't want to take risk. They kept the patient for another week, just for observation. Maybe something, again he may relapse, etc. Now he's normal, nothing, no problem, relapse, etc. So afterwards he was discharged. Then he started investigating, what is that? Is there such a figure, etc., etc. Then he came across books, etc. Okay. So that's how it is. Now for this person or any such person, patient, etc., when the brain has gone off, what? Keep aside Akasha. Even what is this body? Individuality also will not be there. Means everything depends on what? Smaraha. That is how who Bhashyakara takes. Here he has taken in terms of what? Thus, Ishasya Srashtavya Smritihi. Now what is the cause of this Smriti? Srishtyasha Smriti Karanam. In terms of earlier explanation given by him, Srishtyasha. The asha, the desire to create is the smriti karanam is tadrisha smritehe karanam. Of that type of smriti, let me create. That is that asha, desire. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeti satapotapyata satapastaptva idagum sarvam asrujata. That saha akamayata asha. So that is the cause for the creation. Take Shanti Pathas. Those who know chanting, chant it. Others, you can listen. And of course, little slowly you can murmur without disturbing the total chanting. Those who don't have can share with the other. You can peep in the others' books also. Om शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः।